El 25 de abril de 2009, Brittanee Drexel, de 17 años, desapareció en Myrtle Beach, Carolina del Sur, estando de fiesta con amigos en un hotel. Las pancartas y campañas de su desaparición duraron hasta 10 años y aún así, la policía no tenía ni idea de qué había ocurrido. Pero en abril de 2022, una fuente informó a la policía acerca de Angel Vause. Angel revelaría detalles acerca de la desaparición de Brittanee. En aquel momento, Angel estaba saliendo con un pedófilo llamado Raymond. Tras esto, Angel y Raymond se convirtieron en los principales sospechosos. La policía interrogó a Angel y le preguntó qué hacían y dónde estaban el día de la desaparición de la pobre y joven Brittanee.
You see why I'm struggling a little bit with this? Just because, like, some of these things...
But, I mean, damn, that's a long fucking time. I can't give you a date.
No, I see that.
Or if it was Monday or Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah, just some of these things aren't lining up with, like, some of the facts that we have.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I want to get into.
That's fine.
Okay?
But, I mean, I can't answer what I don't remember or don't know. I mean, so, I mean, if it's not lined up, I don't know. I can only tell you what I remember.
Okay.
That's right. Okay?
Good.
Hey, Angel, I'm kind of a direct guy, okay?
That's fine.
I'm not going to beat around the bush a whole lot. I don't want to waste your time.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working this case for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you a couple of questions. And I want to discuss with you a piece of evidence.
Okay.
All right? And
That's fine. Go ahead.
I want to tell you beforehand that you've got to be completely honest
Okay.
with me, okay?
Okay.
So your answer, did you have any involvement in
With what?
picking up Brittanee Drexel?
Hell no. Mostly did not.
She was never in a vehicle with us.
I don't know if she's in my vehicle. I'm going to be honest with you, because he had no vehicle.
Okay, so you don't know. She was never in a vehicle with you.
No, never in a vehicle with me, no, period.
Okay.
No.
You're absolutely
Positively positive, too.
okay. Like I said, I want to discuss with you a piece of evidence that we haven't discussed with anybody else.
That's fine.
All right, and I'm going to go through it kind of slowly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you understand completely how important this is. During the course of our investigation, we were able to intercept conversations between individuals, and one of these individuals was a person that was responsible for taking
Protecting what? Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You tracking what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you a couple of quotes.
Okay.
All right. It's pretty much almost verbatim what was said by one of these people.
Okay. Wait a minute. I tell you what. Don't leave me there.
Why?
Because I'm going to leave.
Why?
Because if you're trying to accuse him of anything, then I'm not going to be involved in it. Because I say he didn't, okay? I say he did not.
I'm not accusing him.
I'm not, yeah, you are. That's what that was. I'm straightforward too.
Angel, can we just talk?
No, I'm straightforward too. I don't think you did. And you're not going to involve him in it.
This has nothing to do with him.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Angel,
All right,
hold
well,
on one second.
No, I'm not.
Just give us
I said no.
one piece of
I said
information.
no. No means no. I gotta go.
30 seconds.
Angel se va de la habitación muy defensiva al respecto, cuando se da cuenta de que la policía sospecha de ella y de Raymond. Creen que tuvo algo que ver con la desaparición. Un agente que estaba en el pasillo intenta que Angel vuelva a la habitación para continuar con las preguntas, y que está allí porque un informante les dijo que creía que Raymond estaba involucrado con el caso. Tras esto, Angel se puso furiosa y les dijo a los agentes que ella era la culpable de la desaparición, y no Raymond.
We're in here.
I'm back.
Okay, air conditioner's working because my office is hot. You know what?
Okay. I'm back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm back.
Thank you.
Because I know what the conversation is. Well, he told me. I didn't know. I just thought it was something Ray said or something, and I missed, I don't know. But, yeah, I did say what I said, and I was talking to Karen, a friend of mine, and I was highly drunk. We've been out all night drinking, and she kept asking me questions about Ray, and everybody that I was accusing Ray. So, yeah, I did say something. I did.
You want to tell me about it?
Well, no, it's drunk. I was just wanting everybody to leave him alone. So I put the blame on me instead of him.
Is that true though?
No,
What's
no,
the truth?
I would never hurt anybody.
What's the truth then? I think
I don't know
I
the whole truth. I don't know where he was that night.
I believe you, Angel. I really
I
do.
really
but
don't.
I do. I believe you right now, and I'm not.
And even Ernie asked me, do you think you did?
It's just that we're at the point
I don't
right
know.
now. Can I just explain one thing to you?
Yes.
What I want you to do is, it's most important at some point in time is to tell the truth. You've been living this. You're a person with a conscience, right?
Yes.
Like and I'm not saying what recording is what recording. I'm not acknowledging any of that type of stuff. But all we're looking for, we need your help,
Yeah.
right? To piece this thing together.
I know.
I was not about to what my belief is that it does depends upon the evidence.
Right.
And all we're looking to do is to find out what you know about what happened that week.
I know all I can tell you, because I don't know where he was. I don't. He did have my vehicle. I don't know where he was.
You don't know where he was.
I don't know where he was. I do know he called me and he sounded upset and all this kind of stuff. He didn't say anything about why he was. I said, I don't know. I don't know. Do I think there's a possibility? Of course there's a possibility. I'm not stupid. I do know that. But I don't know anything to say, yes, he did. I don't know. But do I have to sometimes, because I don't know where he was, and he wouldn't tell me where he was. And he did have a couple scratches on. I don't know. I don't know.
Angel asegura que cuando Raymond regresó tenía arañazos en la cara. Revela esta información de cara a ganarse la simpatía o en todo caso la confianza de los agentes. O quizás está segura de que Raymond sí lo hizo y está intentando ayudar a los detectives.
That night he had a couple of scratches?
Well, he's had some scratches, and I was trying to remember if it was from me or something. I can't tell you that he did, because I don't know that, I can't tell you that he didn't. I don't know. I do know that he had my vehicle. And that's one of the reasons I was meeting, was to trade vehicles out.
That night, remember being that night?
That night, yes.
And you were for sure at work?
I was for sure at work, but not all evening. I was off earlier in the day.
Okay, and we have, so this is stuff we're looking, we have telephone records.
Yes.
We have license plate reader records, we have credit card records, and we have part of the story.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that's, all I can tell you is what I know for sure. I know for sure that he had my vehicle. He had asked me for it to trade vehicles, and I didn't ask why, big deal, Ain't the first time I traded vehicles, so we traded vehicles, And then I do remember him calling me early in the day. And I was off, but I just didn't feel like, meeting up at that time. So I told him, yeah, I will meet you. So that evening I did meet him.
Down by the hotel by the lane, right?
Yes.
And you traded vehicles?
Yes.
I
took my vehicle and he got the red.
SUV?
Yes, and he got the red truck.
You took the red truck.
Yeah.
And you took the SUV. Where did you go?
Where did I go? I think, to be honest with you, I went to town and met him back at the apartments. I don't know, maybe an hour or so later. He was at the apartments. So I went back to his apartment.
And he had your SUV, right?
And I had the truck.
You had the truck at work?
Yeah, no, at the house too.
So were you at work that day?
No, earlier in that day, I wasn't at work that afternoon.
That night?
When he called me the first time, I was not at work.
Okay, so about 9 o'clock at night is when Brittanee, where were you at 9 o'clock at night when Brittanee?
Oh my God, I was at his apartment.
You were down at
I was at the apartment.
by the lane?
Yeah.
Were you guys in phone contact at the time?
Yes.
And what were you talking about?
Oh God, I can't tell you exactly.
That's you're such a smart person and you have a great memory.
But I do have.
Like you passed all these exams.
Yeah.
People in my family, they're nurses.
It's a phone conversation. I have 100 of them.
But the point is that's on a day that somebody went missing.
Yeah, but it wasn't anybody I knew and thought about it.
But a person with a conscience remembers
Yeah, if
that.
I was involved or had, worried about it, but I didn't at the time. So, but I think we talked a few times. Not just one. We talked a couple times. I don't remember.
So you were sitting at the Sunset Lodge.
Oh, that's it. Sunset Lodge. That's it.
Yeah, you said it in the last time. So
Yeah.
so you were sitting at the Sunset Lodge that night.
That evening.
That evening.
Yeah.
And you want, tell us exactly what your recollection is,
Of the whole evening?
please.
Parece ser que Angel tiene una memoria de elefante, ya que recuerda cosas que pasaron hace al menos una década. ¿De verdad tiene una memoria tan prodigiosa o está inventándose una historia que contrarreste la evidencia en su contra?
My recollection is about I went to the apartment. First time I went to the apartment, he wasn't there.
What time?
I'm gonna guess 5, 6, somewhere around there.
He's already up, you know where he's at?
No, he didn't tell me where he went. And I asked, but he didn't ask.
Fair.
I mean, he didn't tell anything to me. It wasn't a big deal, you know, whatever, you know. Actually, I thought he was probably meeting Ernie, to be honest.
Okay.
So, I went back to my house. He called me, said something about trading vehicles, and he wanted me to meet him. And I said, all right, what time? He said, give me about an hour.
Do you remember, like, so we have the phone records. Do you remember when those calls?
Oh my God, they were in the evening, like maybe 8, maybe 9, when I met him, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you drove from your house in his truck?
In his truck.
And you met him at the lodge,
Yep.
and he had your vehicle,
Yes.
and you traded vehicles,
Yes.
and you left,
No, I stayed the night.
you stayed there.
You know, I went got something to eat in town, but I came right back to you.
So what happened the rest of that night? What happened between you and Ray the rest of that night?
The rest of that night?
What other things happened?
Yeah, I don't remember everything. I mean, I really don't. I know he left for a little while. Came back. But he told me he went to Ernie's. I don't know if he did or not. I mean, I really don't, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you that.
And you might have.
Just
So
weird.
there's a series of calls at a peculiar time.
Okay. What's the cause? I mean, what time? I don't know.
Like, that are different, like super early.
Yeah, I told you he left at some point. I don't know where he went.
So what was the conversation?
Well, one conversation was where he went.
One was kind of lengthy, you know, one lasted quite a while.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I can't tell you. I don't remember being on a lengthy conversation. Maybe he was going off about something, which he does sometimes. Still does that. I mean, I really don't know. I can't tell you conversations about it. I do know he left at some point. Told me he went to Ernie's. Do I know that? I don't know. Like, I only know what I'm told. Like, I don't follow him. I'm not chasing him down.
I totally believe you. But
So I don't know where he went.
we're trying to line the story up with the
I know.
phone records.
I know.
So if the phone records put you guys in a certain place. at a
Yeah, I mean,
certain time,
it is highly
the story
likely.
has
If
to
he,
be consistent.
yeah, if he went somewhere in the middle of the night, then yeah.
And so there's no reason your phone, and maybe, you might be surprised how much I believe you in some of these things. Is there any reason that your phone or you or a credit card would put you on or near the boulevard
Mm-hmm.
that evening, not at your house, that evening between, say, 4 or 5 p.m.?
Well, my card was in the vehicle.
Your what?
My card was in the vehicle.
Your credit card?
Yeah, in the glove box.
Does he use your credit card?
I mean, we've used it for to get gas and stuff like that. I just tell him, like, you just go in and pay or whatever.
What about another type of purchase that might have been done?
I don't know what purchase was done. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they're.
I mean, there's, like I said, I don't know. It was in there. I mean, my card was in there, which is where I kept it, which is, you go to my card now, I left my, card's in there.
Would your phone have been in there too as well?
It could have been, I don't know.
So you're saying your phone and your card could have been on the boulevard
Yeah.
that evening?
But I haven't
but
had
you were
two
not?
phones. No, I was not.
Is there anybody that can?
Yeah, my
corroborate that?
son, that's about it.
Okay, did, when he met up with you, did you get your phone back?
Yes, I did. Because he did call me on my son's phone.
La razón por la que los detectives hincan tanto en su teléfono y tarjeta de crédito es porque tienen constancia de que ambos, Angel y Raymond, estaban cerca de Brittanee cuando desapareció. También cuentan con grabaciones de vídeo del vehículo de Angel circulando en esa misma área. Lo interesante es que Angel tenía una simple respuesta a la evidencia. Asegura que dejó tanto el móvil como la tarjeta de crédito dentro del vehículo que Raymond estaba usando en aquel momento, después de que, por algún motivo, los dos decidieran intercambiarse sus respectivos vehículos. Un dato un tanto extraño y sin nada que lo respalde.
And what happened the next
One
morning?
time, and then when I met him and got my phone, he did call me on that phone a couple times, and I went to the apartment. He met me. I stayed there for a while. We got something to eat. Went back to the apartment. Some point in the middle of the night, he was gone because he called me on the phone.
Some point in the middle of the night.
But can I tell you where he? I don't know. I don't know. But that's happened a lot in our relationship. He might go to bed with me, and I'll wake up at some point. He's not there. Most of the time, though, he wasn't Ernie's. But do I know that's where he went? I can't tell you that's where he went. I don't know. I didn't call Ernie to look. You know, like I said, I'm not chasing some guy. I'm not keeping up with him. You know, he does his business or just mine. You know, that kind of thing. So I can't tell you where he was. I really can't. I can tell you I wasn't with him, but I also can tell you I was with him later on.
And you can't tell us what exact time?
I can't even tell you an exact date.
Was it before or after midnight or anything?
I was with him some before midnight, but after midnight, he disappeared. I don't know where he went, but I do know at some point he disappeared.
In what vehicle?
I don't know, because he came back right after that. I was in the bed. He called me one time, and then I called him one time. I think that's how it went. I can't remember exactly.
And I'm just trying to...
I'm thinking he took the truck, but I can't promise you that.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I understand. You said that when you came back and you switched vehicles, you stayed the night.
Now, I went, got something to eat in town, came back, stayed the night, because I got something to eat, called the kids, went home.
Why'd you switch vehicles? Just to go get something to eat?
Well, he was going somewhere, and I didn't know where he was going, and I already didn't know where he was, so yes, I took my vehicle.
El principal punto de conversación ahora mismo es intentar averiguar por qué razón no aparente Angel y Raymond decidieron intercambiarse los vehículos. ¿Fue algo que propuso Raymond para intentar cubrir posibles pruebas incriminatorias para él? ¿O fue todo cosa de Angel?
And did you have your son's phone or you called your son's phone?
He called my son's phone and told me.
Because
Because he said he had called me, and I didn't answer.
Did he say where he was at?
No, that's why I told him. I said, "Are you in town?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, are you ready to TV?" He said, "No, I got a couple things to do." He said, "I'll call you when I'm done." I said, "Okay." So he called, told me he was on his way back. He didn't say from where. So I went to the apartment. He wasn't there. Waited a few minutes, still wasn't there. So I left. And then I went back later.
Okay. So if the vehicle was on the boulevard at the exact time, pretty much, that Brittanee goes missing, then your recollection is that would have been Ray in your vehicle, if that was your vehicle?
It was my vehicle.
By himself? Like,
Yes.
As far
As far as I know, but like I said, he went to Dave Rugby, talked to, said, did he meet with somebody? I don't know. You know, I didn't ask, I don't want to know, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't say he was by himself. When he left, he was by himself. When he came back, he was by himself.
When you saw him back at the lodge, he was by himself?
He was by himself.
You mentioned you went to Ernie's and got clothes?
He did. Not me.
Right.
Me and Ernie were not friends at that time.
You mentioned he took your car there,
Yes.
but you also said that you guys had exchanged cars.
Yeah, I said when we were back at the apartment.
Right.
Según la historia que cuenta Angel, quedaron en el pueblo para realizar este extraño intercambio y luego se volvieron a encontrar en su apartamento, solo para que, poco después, Raymond cogiera el coche de Angel ya intercambiado para irse al bar. ¿Por qué quedaron en algún lugar del pueblo para realizar el intercambio cuando podrían haberlo hecho directamente en su apartamento? Pero la pregunta importante todavía sigue sin respuesta. ¿Por qué intercambiaron los vehículos en primer lugar?
So if the vehicle was that night at the landing, right, that would not have been you, is what you're saying?
Oh, no, not
The whole
me.
time that you took your phone in that vehicle and you were never at the landing that evening?
No.
That was like an innocent explanation for doing that.
No, I don't think I was at the landing. I mean, because We met back at the apartment.
Yeah,
He didn't go with me to get something to eat.
right.
No, I don't think it was just landing, no.
Because that's the opposite direction. And Donald didn't down at the landing from the lodges the other way.
The landing's out towards the Maryville way. McDonald's is right here in town, like right up from y'all.
I mean, I'll be quiet in a minute, but obviously whoever did this made some, mistakes that night, right?
Well, it wasn't just them. There was other girls out with us, and it was just, I was drinking, and it was just bombarded, you know?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
It was all over town anyway, it was on the news.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm with him, so yes, I get harassed all the
I
time.
know.
You know, it's just bullshit of what he did when I didn't even fucking know him.
Yeah.
So, I was frustrated, I was drunk, so I got pissed off. I was like, no, fuck, you didn't do it, I goddamn did it. So, no, and then I don't even know what else, I was drunk. I know I said something about the girl hit on him or something. I don't even know what I said, to be honest with you. I did say I was pissed off. I just wanted to leave him alone. And leave me alone.
A la policía le extraña que al principio Angel se entregue como culpable y que luego diga que solo lo dijo para limpiar la imagen de Raymond. Es posible que estuviera en estado de ebriedad la noche que lo dijo, pero los agentes consideran esta declaración como válida para usar contra ella.
So, stupid. But guess what? I did it. I can't say I didn't. I did.
Yeah. I mean, there's more conversation.
There's a lot of conversation.
Than what you're talking
because
about.
Everybody else left, and then it was just me and her.
No, but I'm saying that incident you're referring to, that there's other evidence, right?
Yeah.
That some of the stuff I was going to talk to you has nothing to do with whatever you're talking about. But and we're trying to piece this thing together because the person who did it that night, they made some mistakes, right? Like for example, they kept Brittanee's phone on, and they kept their phone on. So the phones moved, obviously, from all together. So what's the chances of somebody being on Ocean Boulevard at 11th Street South at 1 minute, and also being at the North Santee, which everybody in the news knows that's where the searching was done. So who would have been at those two locations?
I get it. I mean, I do get it. Like I told him, I get it. I took him to the motels we usually stayed at, but I know he did not stay at the beach that night. He was not at the beach, so I know he came home. I know that.
Right. And I agree with you. I think he did.
So, I can't answer those questions, Yeah. So in my mind, because I've known him so long, and I'm trusting, it would have to be something concrete, and I just don't have that.
I know. Hey, you're stuck in a bad position here, and we're asking you questions and you're volunteering information. We're trying to just find out the truth, and really, if we can eliminate you.
Right.
That helps.
I can't sit here and lie. I don't remember. I'm not going to do that. I just don't remember. Some things. I remember a little bit here and there. I remember, some vehicles. I didn't remember the black vehicle. And then I didn't remember later on about having the key until I remembered the kids raided and I had to get, it's a long time. I just don't remember all that.
He's never said anything to you?
No, he doesn't. Like I said, he doesn't offer information. He's not that kind of person. He's just not. And he doesn't talk about things that are past if I ask him because he says he just wants to leave the past in the past and get on with his life. Okay, I get that. I do.
Yeah.
I'm not straight and narrow. The stupid shit when I was younger too. And I just don't want to talk about, even when people ask, I remember when you were 20. I don't remember. I don't care. I don't want to remember. So, but could he have done it? I know he could have. I do know that. But you all want to believe that? No.
I know you don't. I believe you. I believe you don't.
Todavía no tenemos claro si los detectives piensan que Angel estuvo involucrada, pero de todas formas la necesitan para obtener más información acerca de Raymond.
We think you have an opportunity here to possibly discuss some things with him about this. We think that you both might have some information that can help with this, right?
Yeah.
And so, we're gonna have to continue to investigate this.
Right, of
And we're
course.
gonna have to continue to talk to people about this.
Yeah,
But
I did.
if we go do that and the word gets out,
I
like,
know.
that's what we want. That's why we were
I know.
honest with you when you
Right,
got
While you're
here.
here, we told nobody. We don't want anybody to know your business, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if what you're saying is
Right.
true, we've got to continue,
I know.
right? Because there's a lot of evidence
I
that
know.
shows vehicles,
Right, I know.
phones.
I got it.
What do you think you could do to help us out?
Oh, what do you want me to do? Is what I'm asking, I mean.
At the end of the day, we're looking for Brittanee, the body, right? So that is the gold, that is a golden ticket,
I'm sure it is.
right?
Yeah.
And we believe, like, that you might be able to help us, and if, let's just say if Ray was involved in that, then he would obviously know where that's at.
Of course.
So if we were interested in your ideas, if we were to ever try to find that, that's really what the goal of this case is, right? Is to do that. So if there's anything that you could think of,
I would say the best thing to do is put a bug in his vehicle, is all I can tell you.
well, how would that lead us to her body?
Is there any chance he could have had another role?
Another what?
Could he have been involved in another way?
What do you mean another way?
I'm asking.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean another way?
When he left,
Mhm.
could that have had something to do with it?
When he left,
In the middle of the night?
did it have something to do with what? Brittany?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I mean, he said it was Ernie's, that's all I can tell you. You know, but could it have? Of course it could have. You know, could it, you know, I don't know.
What do you think you would say?
I was, in the beginning, I was very nervous about it. I really was. You know, because I didn't know. I didn't know. And he won't say anything, you know. So I didn't know. I still don't know. So, does it make me nervous when people bring it up? Yes, it makes me nervous. You know, of course it does. Because I'm living with somebody who could have,
Right.
you know.
If you asked him if he was involved, would that be different?
No, he said no. I mean, I can try to ask him, I mean, again, you know, but first thing is gonna be, he knows I'm here,
Right.
but he thinks I'm meeting for some other reason. First question is gonna be, did they ask you about me? That's gonna be his first question.
Okay.
I mean, he's real, I mean, he's suspicious,
Mm-hmm.
believe me,
Still?
always,
Yeah.
always. Not even about anything to do with this, I mean, just, always if somebody comes up, who's that?
Yeah.
What do they want? Why were they here?
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, he's very suspicious, you know, it's just his nature, but he's been that way since I've known him, so.
I mean, they did talk to him about when they went out to your house initially,
Mhm.
when they got the girl out of there,
Mm-hmm.
Alicia.
Yes.
So, you could say. Sure.
Oh, that is
They
what I'm
did.
telling him.
Sure,
That's
they did.
exactly what I'm telling him.
You had mentioned a bug. Is that something you think would work? Is that something that you think you could do?
I mean, I can do it.
Angel jura que hará todo lo posible para ayudar a sacar adelante la investigación. Pero antes de irse, los detectives tienen una última pregunta para Angel.
But our sincere goal is to get the truth and to work with you.
Right.
Like, we genuinely want to do
No,
that.
I mean, I get that. I believe you. I think you're
Because there's a
fine.
lot of evidence that points at you.
Right,
And
I'm
if,
sure.
and if what you said happened, and that's true, and we can prove that,
Right,
that's critically important. And we
Okay.
would want to work with you to try, we just want the truth.
right. I know
Like,
you do.
and whatever it is, and we think you might know,
Right.
right? But we can't wait, but we want, out of respect for you, we'll say, hey, look, tomorrow,
I'll meet with you tomorrow.
if we meet tomorrow,
Right.
if we can meet tomorrow here, and we have this discussion,
Right.
think about, like, where you're at right now, and then we make some decisions, and we want to move forward together.
Okay,
That's our goal,
that's fine.
right? I mean, that's really where we want to be, and you
Okay.
gotta believe that, because we just want the truth.
I know you
And
do.
ultimately, we want to just find Brittanee.
I mean, I do believe, I do believe.
And that would, anybody that would have that information would be holding a very, very valuable, very, very valuable card.
Oh, I know.
Like, if they were very scared that they're in trouble, they also have significant
Right.
leverage,
Yeah.
right now. And if that leverage goes away, if I had that leverage and I got hit by a bus,
Mhm.
like, that's gone. Like, there's no chance of getting that information,
Well, let me
so.
tell you this, I don't care what, don't I, I promise you, on
Yeah.
my children's life, and I lost a son in a car accident.
I know, I'm sorry.
I don't know where Brittany is. I don't. I
I do,
really
I believe
don't.
you. We wanna work with, but we wanna try to get there.
Yeah, I know you
And
do.
if there's little pieces early on that you
Right.
can remember tonight and say, maybe it was just, I was riding in a car when something happened.
Right.
Then, okay, let's work with that.
I get you.
Right?
I
And
get
then
you.
we work with it together, and you say, but I don't want people to know this. Then
Right.
We work with you on that. So
I
maybe
know.
we can do it this way, but we need to know, and you might be shocked how much I believe you. Really? You might be shocked how much I believe you, but I also know that there's facts in there
Right.
too.
Yeah.
And we're willing to give you that time, all right? Because we appreciate you coming down here, and it's a lot we're dumping on you,
Yeah.
okay? But I think this is also the path to like kind of get, like, you've got all this stuff in your mind because you're a person with a conscience, right? Some people don't have a conscience.
Right.
That's not you. You're a grandmother. You have all these things, and you feel bad if you have information.
Right.
We're not accusing you of something you didn't do. We just want to find what the facts are and then work with you on that. And if it doesn't result in finding Brittany, then so be it.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't get there, but I think you could help us get started down that path. And if we just wanted to go out there and screw with you, we would have went out there and screwed with you.
Right, I know.
You know, so does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
La policía quería vigilar de cerca a Angel y a Raymond a lo largo de las siguientes semanas, pero desafortunadamente, para intentar conseguir algún tipo de prueba concluyente contra ellos. No obstante, al cabo de tan solo 7 días de esta investigación, Raymond se presenta en la comisaría para confesar su crimen.
The only person who ever told this story to is my lawyer. Angel never even knew the real story. She never knew. Anyway, when I was going down Ocean Boulevard, we were going along pretty slow driving. I was driving, and pretty walking speed. And I saw the Drexel girl walking along on the sidewalk, and I was smoking pot. She noticed that, walked over through the door and said something about that smells like good weed. I said, yeah, you want some? Sure. Get in. She hopped right in the back without a problem. And we smoked the weed, went down the boulevard, and we're just small talk. Angel's not really saying anything. More smoking the pot. And I said, hey, you want to party a little bit with us? We're going to get some cocaine, you know? She said, sure. So we started driving. We were just driving around, smoking, talking. And I went right into Georgetown. Went right to a spot where we used to camp out down by the river. And we went down there, and I was by myself with her, because Angel left for a while to go see her son. As things got out of hand, and I panicked, and she panicked, and I strangled her.
La historia de Raymond es totalmente diferente a la que Angel contó a los detectives. Ella aseguró que nunca estuvo en el mismo coche que Brittanee y que nunca abandonó el hotel en el que se encontraban. Pero según Raymond, Angel estaba con él cuando se encontraron con Brittanee y juntos se fueron a un lugar de descanso alejado. Raymond asegura que Angel los dejó solos a él y a Brittanee, hecho que nunca reveló a la policía. Angel nunca fue acusada del crimen, a pesar de que había evidencia que apuntaba hacia ella, y a pesar de que mintió a las autoridades y obstruyó la justicia. Aparte, a la policía le pareció un tanto sospechoso que Raymond confesara tan solo después de que hubieran considerado a Angel una sospechosa en el caso. A pesar del veredicto final, es interesante pensar que, quizás, la auténtica razón por la que Brittanee desapareció aquella noche todavía es, si no parcial, totalmente desconocida. ¿Quién protegió a quién? ¿Quién es el auténtico culpable de esta tragedia?
Brittany's mother, Dawn, and Chad, and Father John were promised that every resource would be used to find the answer of what happened to Brittanee, where did it happen, how did it happen, and why did it happen. The why may never be known or understood, but today, this task force can confidently answer the rest of those questions along with the who is responsible. The who is Raymond Douglas Moody. His date of birth is May the 9th of 1960, and he is a white male with an extensive sex offender criminal history.
Raymond les mostró a los agentes el lugar exacto en el que enterró el cuerpo de Brittanee, que se les fue devuelto a su familia. Por ahora, se considera a Raymond culpable del asesinato y pasará el resto de su vida entre rejas.
I don't have the words to express how horrible I feel. And I've felt ever since that day very, very sorry.
Gracias por escuchar esta historia. Si os ha parecido interesante, no dudéis en seguirme para más historias criminales como esta. Hasta el siguiente vídeo.